Hello and welcome back. Today we are starting with lesson 3 of Unit 5, so dealing with proportions. So just a reminder, proportion means equal ratios, which we can see lined up in our first example here. We got two ratios that we are setting equal to each other because we are using proportions to solve these. So just a quick reminder from yesterday, our percent window is a tool that can help us set up and solve percent proportions. So just a reminder, 100 is always going to go in the bottom right corner. And right up above that is our percent. So we have 34% here. And then remember, our is number goes up top here. And our of number goes down here. So we're searching the problem for one of those. So we can see we have of 200 here. So our of number goes in the bottom left, and we don't know what the is number is. That's what we're looking for. So we put a variable up here to represent that we don't know it yet, but we can find it. So we can take these numbers and plug them in to our ratios because the window sets up the ratios for us. So we're just going to plug in things where we see it. Our is number, our of number, our percent, and our 100. And then here's where we do our cross multiply, our butterfly method. So once again, I like to start with my variable side. So we're going to have 100x is equal to, and 34 times 200, which is going to be 6800, just using a couple shortcuts to multiply that out quickly. 34 times 2 is 68, and then we just add our 2 zeros for the 100 part of that 200. And then to solve this, we are going to divide by that 100. So x will be 68. So what this is saying is that 68 is 34% of 200. Alright, so these proportion windows can also help us out with those measurement conversions that we might have been having trouble with from 5-1. So something to remember here is that we keep our same units on top. So if we're going to use inches, as in this problem here, on top, then we want to keep inches on top, and then feet would go on the bottom. So we can set up our proportion window the same way. So we got 36 inches is the same as 3 feet. Then how many feet will, or excuse me, how many inches up top will 8.5 feet be on the bottom? So we can set this up. We've got 36 to 3 is the same as x to 8.5. Same thing, cross multiply. So we are going to get 3 times x, because I like to start with my variable. So 3x is equal to, and then 36 times 8.5, which is 306. And then just a one-step equation to solve. So we're going to divide by 3 and divide by 3. So x will equal 306 divided by 3 will be 102 inches. So this means that 8.5 feet, 8.5 feet is going to be the same as 102 inches. So we just converted 8.5 feet to inches there. All right, so now we just got a couple more examples here. So we can start treating our ratios here just like our window. So we have our top right corner, top left corner, bottom left corner, top right corner, bottom right corner. So 11 is, so there's our is number there, so 11 will go up top. of number being 258, what percent? So we don't know the percent right now. That's what we're looking for, right? So up in our percent part of our window, we'll put our x. And then, as always, when we're dealing with percents, 100 down at the bottom. And once again, cross multiply, use our butterfly method. So 258x will equal 1,100 when we multiply out 11 times 100. Divide it out. Remember, we can use calculators here. So x will equal, and I will put 1,100 into my calculator, divide by 258. And it's asking us to round to the nearest tenth. So when we plug that into our calculator, we get 4.263. We're rounding to the tenth, right? So we look to the right, and it is 5 or bigger. So that 2 is going to jump up to a 3, and we get rid of the rest. So our answer will be 4.3. So that means that 11 is about 4.3% of 258. Pretty close to. We're just rounding here, so it's a little estimation. But works the same way. Alrighty, so same kind of thing. We got to keep our same units on the same level. So if we want to go ounces up top and cups down on the bottom, we can do that. Or if we want to do cups on top and ounces on the bottom, we can do that. So let's do cups on top, ounces on the bottom. So it tells us that a recipe calls for 58 ounces of pecans, and there are 16 ounces in 2 cups. So let's take what we know here. So we know that these are going to be equal to each other, 16 ounces and 2 cups. So we'll go 2 cups is the same as 16 ounces. And then we want to know how many cups, so we use a variable, is there in 58 ounces. So cups on top, ounces on the bottom. And once again, we are going to use our butterfly method here. So 16 times x is going to equal 2 times 58, which is this multiplication here, 116. Divide by 16, divide by 16, and we get x equals 116 divided by 16 is going to give us 7.25, but this is telling us to round to the 10th, right? So 7.25, if we're rounding to the 10th, we look to the right one, it is 5 or bigger, so that's going to turn to about 7.3. So 58 ounces is about the same as 7.3 cups here. All right, so we've got our assignment starting on this page here. Make sure we read our directions carefully because this is telling us we do not have to solve the proportion in this section. We are just setting up our equal ratios here. So the assignment will continue on the next page in Canvas, and you can go ahead and finish that up there. Don't forget to include these problems in your homework sheet there when you turn it in, and after that there is an IXL to finish. So go ahead and take care of that stuff, and we will have a new lesson set up and ready to go on Monday. Have a great day. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.